there's our flag. Okay.
This is one of my favorite stories. I love this story. The story of Antoine or Anthony Chabot. And he, as you can see, has the, you would know, this is a flag that I chose to represent Quebec. They kind of didn't have a flag when he was born, but they had an identity. And this is one of the flags that people have argued might have been the most appropriate flag for that time. One of the weird things about doing this flag is to find out all the different countries people came from and the different flags, even if they came from very close to each other, because they were born in different times. This guy, of course, was from Quebec, a French Canadian, and he was a sailmaker on a ship. You know, so he was just a sailor, because sailmakers did more than make sails. Mostly they were sailing the ship. And in 1849, then they were in San Francisco, he did what a lot of sailors did and jumped ship and went up to the minefields, where most people didn't make any money at all. And by the time he got there, a lot of the easy panning and the easy areas of digging were worn out, and people started saying, well, if we could just, find a way to quickly get rid of all this dirt, if we could wash it away like the streams do, but artificially, we could get a lot of gold. And being a sailmaker, they thought of, taking water and hosing it against the side of the earth, the hills. That got called hydraulicking, and you can still see the environmental devastation it wrought on that area. But he was instrumental in this because as a sailmaker, he could make hoses because they were made out of canvas at that time, the same material as sails. So he became instrumental in the hydraulicking and made a good bit of money doing that, and got involved in moving water from one place to another. So in 1959, he was designing and building the water system for San Francisco with our buddy we just talked about, von Schmidt. In 1866, he was doing that in the East Bay, and 1869, he was working on both the San Jose and the Vallejo water systems. And so as you probably are all familiar with the name Chabot under the name Anthony, sort of anglicized. There's lakes and parks and all, junior colleges, all sorts of things named for him, because he did a lot. And I just also want to mention, for those of you who know the area and know Lake Temescal, he was the guy who, with Chinese labor, dammed Lake Temescal, and also Lake Chabot. So he had a huge effect. But this is one of the guys we could find who started out pretty much penniless. One of these kids who ran away to sea because they probably weren't very good at school, but ended up sort of promoting himself into the preeminent water engineer at a time when the East Bay was growing wildly.